Good evening, good evening, good evening. Technical difficulties. I don't think I've had. I think I've had enough coffee. I need more coffee. Just got home from work. That's right, rock and roll. It beats that hip hop one I had on here. I still like it, but I'm more metal, so I got to play some metal and jam out. Man, what a long day. I hope everybody had a great day. Hope everybody enjoyed the live stream last night with the killer speakers that we had on. That was an amazing night. It was great to end my night on a good note. Welcome everybody. It was a great night, and there's going to be more to come after the first of the year. Just a heads up, I'm trying to line a few more speakers up. Looking for some women in recovery. Hint, hint. Drop me a message on Messenger if you're interested. I want to get some cool things lined up for the first of the year for sure. And keep this stream going, man. It's been a lot of fun. It really has. I hope everybody had a blessed day. I hope everybody had a great day and participated in your recovery. I got to go to a meeting tonight while I was at work, which was absolutely amazing. It was really cool to share experience, strength, and hope. And I'm ending my night with the live stream. No, I'm not. I'm lying to you guys. 'Cause I'm going to a meeting later on Serenity Cafe online. So, see, I told you I'm just tired. I'm just tired, guys. Which leads me to my topic of self care. How ironic. Keeping myself number one. I'm going to read this. This is this website that I've been going to is really cool. And I like the way this was worded. And I'm going to read it off here real quick. I can get this to screen share my tab here, the thought of the day, which is really cool. Talks about nurturing ourselves and how important it is. Many of us have been so deprived of nurturing that we think it's silly or self-indulgent. Nurturing is neither silly nor self-indulgent. It's how we show love for ourselves. That's what we strive for in recovery, a loving relationship with ourselves that works so we can have a loving relationship with others. And I'll even throw higher power in on that. I know that my faith and trust in something greater than myself has definitely grown in recovery. But it talks about, not self-indulging and how we seek that love and affection. And I do, because I've spent so many years beating myself up and, being hard on myself. You've all heard me say it, pumping quarters in that ass kicking machine. I have become a master of that, and, learning to love myself for who I am and being okay with who I am hasn't been easy for me at all. It says when we hurt, we ask ourselves what we need to help us feel better. When we feel alone, we reach out to someone safe or support network, guys. I'm filling in the blanks. This is what's coming to my head as I'm reading this. We reach out to someone safe. For the program I use, it's the therapeutic value of one person, one addict helping another. We feel that we are a burden. We allow that person to be there for us. And I remember that. I felt like I was always bothering somebody because it was uncomfortable for me to reach out and ask for help, and to become vulnerable and practice humility and let that gigantic wall of guilt and shame and ego and fear that I had placed up for so many years, for just to allow somebody just to barely peek their head over top of that wall and see what's going on in this head of mine. It says we rest when we're tired, we eat when we're hungry, have fun or relax when our spirits need to be lifted. Nurturing means giving ourselves gifts, which, man, staying and being in recovery, the gifts of recovery keep coming on, the blessings of recovery. Says a trip to beauty salon or to the barber shop, self-care, guys. This is pretty simple. A massage, a book, a new jacket, suit, dress. Says this means a long hot bath to forget about our problems. Says or the world for a few moments that would feel good. You know, no matter what, you just don't pick up. And that's what I get out of that. You know, self care is so important. You know, keeping myself and my recovery is number one. Setting those healthy boundaries and setting that time aside for self care. It's so important not to become overwhelmed um, with the daily grind day in and day out. Because I know I've done that before and I forget about taking care of me because I put everyone else ahead of me in my recovery. And almost 10 times out of 10, I get myself in trouble when I forget to slow down and take care of myself. As we learn to be gentle with ourselves, we learn to open up to the nurturing that others have to offer, which it's reaching out, asking for help. Another thing that was not easy for me, reaching out and asking for help and using the beauty of whatever, if you work a 12-step program, whatever program you're a part of. For me, it's the beauty of the We program, that therapeutic value of just simply one person helping another. You know, it could be a sponsor, it could be a mentor, just someone that loves and cares about you and has your best interests at heart. You know, our part of nurturing ourselves, we allow ourselves to give and receive that positive touch, feel. It feels appropriate to us. Touch that is safe. We reject touch that doesn't feel good or safe and is not positive, which is so true. We learn to give ourselves what we need to be gentle, loving, compassionate way. We do this with understanding it will not make us lazy, spoiled, self-centered, or narcissistic. Nurtured people are effective in their work and in their relationships. We learn to feel loved by ourselves so much that we can truly love others and let them love us. That's that therapeutic value, guys. Today, I will nurture myself. I will be open to the nurturing that I can give to others and that, you know, receive from them. That's why I always say it's so important to give back what's been so freely given to us and to share where we're at, no matter what we're feeling, how we're feeling. You know, if we're having a bad day, we just share. We share and we talk about it. You know, it's not always rainbows and unicorns for me, and I'm sure it's not for you guys either. You know, when we're having those struggles and those thoughts of using or just having a bad day, that's when it's so important to practice the self-care. It's to practice reaching out, to practice asking for help, setting those healthy boundaries for yourself. You know, I wrote down like little tidbits while I was reading it earlier before I came on. And I've already pretty much said everything that I wrote down, you know, humbling myself, becoming vulnerable, asking for help, reaching out, using the tools in my recovery toolbox when life shows up. And when we don't feel like it, I know that's when I need to. That's when I know I need to reach out. Leave work at work. Oh, Lord. You know, that's what I'm struggling with right now. What up, Phil? Welcome, guys. You know, leave work at work. You know, I have to take time out for myself. You know, this is kind of a blunt way to say things, but I'm a blunt kind of guy. It sounds bad, blunt, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, I can't be Captain Save a Bro. I can't be Captain Save a Ho all the time. Like, I can't save everyone. I'm only one person, and I have to set that healthy boundary and be there for the people I can be there for. But, you know, I have to take time out for myself because if I lose sight on my personal recovery and keeping myself number one, I'm not going to have anything, guys. I'm going to lose it all. I've done it time and time again. You know, you can't save your face and your ass at the same time. I say that all the time. You know, set time out for yourself, guys, this weekend. If you're off this weekend, you know, go out, enjoy yourselves, spend a little bit of money on yourselves, relax, kick your feet up and just watch TV and be lazy. That's my plans. I'm not doing anything. At least I don't think I am. I was just told we're going to go see Christmas lights. So see, peanut gallery next to me. He's already got plans for me that I didn't aware of, but that's okay. You know what? You know how long it's been, now that she brought that up, I can't remember the last time I actually went out in our own car that we bought and paid for and went out and looked at Christmas lights. Wow. Mind blower. Like, that is awesome. That is that's a blessing in recovery right there. That kind of made me smile and laugh all at the same time because it's amazing. I'm really sitting here thinking about how long it's been since I've actually got to enjoy Christmas clean and not using and not messed up and not worrying about the next one. Wow. That's awesome. I know I keep her around for a reason. Hey, apparently 20 years of mental health struggles and drug abuse affects your memory a little bit and you forget things. Go figure. It's amazing. But, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, pampering yourself, I don't care how you put it, it's important. It really is. Self-care in recovery is very important. You're worth it. We're all worth it, and we all deserve it to take a break from that daily grind and just prop our feet up and relax. Do something for yourself. Take a break. I'm not saying not to give back. I'm not saying not be of service, but we can't simply do it 24 hours a day. It just becomes too much. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, exactly. She said you can't pour from an empty pitcher. You got to refill that pitcher up occasionally and refuel yourself. And that's exactly what my little sidekick here, Addie, for those that don't know her, it's my girlfriend, is saying. We got to refuel ourselves and take a break, recharge, and take a break from that daily grind. And that's honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, that's my daily struggle right now, is just finding that happy balance. Exactly. You can't pour from an empty pitcher. Finding that balance between work and my personal life and my recovery. But I just keep pushing no matter what I don't pick up. That's it, and I just share and I talk about it because, the more I talk about it, it's amazing how much positive feedback I get from a lot of you guys on Messenger, on WhatsApp, people saying, hey, this is what works for me. Hey, how are you doing, man? I love that stuff, guys. And, for the people to do it for me, you know what? Do that for other people in your network that you love and care about, that are struggling. It's so important during the holidays. They have an exit strategy to be careful about your people, places, and things, parties you may be going to. Just stay vigilant in your recovery and don't put yourself in any sticky situations that, may harm or detriment. Detriment? Is the right word? Detrimental. Yes. Detrimental to your recovery. Have an exit strategy if something pops up. I've spoke about that before, and I think it's really important because for me, holidays bring up a lot of emotions. This is the first holiday for me that I'm going to be without my father. So there's a lot of things going on in my personal life too that I struggle with, and I'm not afraid or ashamed to talk about it because that's just what's going on with me. And that's what the program that I work teaches me to do, is to share and be honest. And that's where I'm at. There's going to be others that are going to be put in situations where there's going to be alcohol or possible drug use. And you guys just have to be aware, use your heads, use the tools in your recovery toolbox. And if something like that pops up and you're uncomfortable, get out, leave, have that exit strategy. I've had to do it before and I thought I was going to feel uncomfortable doing it. And I absolutely didn't. And I was super proud of myself. I really was. Sending love from Texas. I already know who that is. That's that chipmunk that sings all the time. I hear this little chipmunk sound coming from my girlfriend's phone almost every single night. And this lady has an amazing voice. I would love to hear more of her real voice than Alvin and the Chipmunks. Just saying, especially when she's singing. I'm going to put a plug in for Lori. I'm going to say your name. I'm going to put a plug in for, who do I want to hear? Do I want to hear some Chris Cornell? I heard you singing some Chris Cornell, I think, once before. I'd love to hear some Chris Cornell. Just you and the guitar. That would be awesome. uh, Straight from Texas to Ohio. I love you guys. I appreciate everybody that came in and took the time out to participate in our recoveries. I love you guys. Stay tuned for some more, like I said, upcoming speakers after the first of the year. I'm trying to line things up. I know recovery comes first, but we've got the holidays coming up. There's a lot of things going on. So my live streaming might not be as frequent as it has been, but I'm going to try to be on here as much as I possibly can until I find that happy balance, with my work and my personal recovery. I would love to be on here every night, but I just don't know how possible that's going to be. And I'm just being honest with you guys, but I love you. Thoughts and prayers out to each and every one of you. I love you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good night, guys.